Hello, friends from fourth grade. This is Mr. Bronsma reporting live from Ross Park Elementary School. And what I'm going to do right now, since we can't have our, our normal open house, I'm going to perform along with my wonderful assistant here, Finley Bronsma. We're going to perform what it might look like on a normal school day. So when you get to school this year, it's going to be a little bit different. You are going to be unable to play on the playground beforehand just because we want to keep everybody safe. So right when it's time, like around, I believe, 8:20, you will be let go from either your car, or if you look to the right here, the yellow right there, those are bus signs. And these bus signs are our new bus spot this year. And what that means is the busers are going to walk through the woods this year by the playground, kind of where, if you can see right here, where the soccer fields are in the back of the school. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pretend Finley is my child and she's at school, and it's about 8:20 in the morning. So Finley, could you show us what it looks like? Good. Where do we go next, Miss Finley? I love how you have your face mask on over your nose too. Let's take a walk with Finley this way. We're gonna follow you, okay, Miss Finley, through the woods? And she, of course, looked both ways right there because there's traffic. And again, this side is gonna be basically just all bus riders coming in the morning. Straight ahead, past the playground, will be where drop-off will be, the normal drop-off. And we'll go straight inside this year. Now, we do have a little bit of a difference this year in that we are not going to line up on numbers. Most classes are not going to. We'll have a couple of classes that will line up on the numbers outside. As we see, we got the playground there, and again, off limits when we get to school in the morning. The good news is Mr. Bronsma's room is right at the end of the school, so it's really cool. Nice little area. We've got a nice spot for outdoor learning right here, and again, we can go back to the soccer fields. We've got lots of places outside that we can learn and be safe with. So what we used to do is we used to come out here and line up on number 30 out here, which was at the end. But because of what we've got going on right now, and we want to keep everybody safe and apart from each other, we will come directly to this door on the outside to start our school day. And on that very first day especially, we'll have names up on the doors just so you know exactly where you need to go. Right now, Finley and I are Finley's going to stay at that door. She's going to stay at that door, and Mr. B is going to go through the regular school, just so we can get a good look at what might look like to come in and check out the classroom a little bit here. So again, the hallway, we will not be using lockers this year. The lockers will not be used. And again, we're gonna keep everything spaced out as much as possible, which means, well, when we have our backpacks and things that we need to bring for the day, we're gonna be smart about what we pack. We're gonna wash things, but with our backpacks, we'll be able to put on the back of our chairs and tables. Might be a little uncomfortable at the beginning, and of course we'll get to learn a few things, but so Mr. B will always be here in the morning, and he will, you can see, like here's an example of one spot, and I'll have pictures in the other open house. Here's an example of that's like a pod that we're gonna have. So when you're in a pod, that means, oh, here's our student. And look it, She's coming right through the outside door, and we're going to use that for recesses, morning, after school. The one thing Finley just did that we won't be doing right now is, Finley, can you do me a favor? Can you put your mask right back on for us? Because we're going to stay safe, even though we'll have mask breaks throughout the day. And of course, that door will be open. Let's take a look around Mr. B's room. I love the energy bus. It's something we're going to learn about. P2C, you might have learned in Mrs. Eigenauer's class. It's the power to choose, make choices, and we'll talk about that. I love energy. I love having energy. I love feeding off of your energy, and so I feel where our focus goes, our energy flows. Here's another look at one of our groups here. We do have these chairs, these outdoor blue chairs that are lounge chairs that we'll be able to bring outside and clean up pretty easily. They're nice and plastic, so that'll be a good thing. And then, of course, we have another pod right here. About 6 chairs per pod. And then a pod up front. And our rules for the year. And of course, if anybody knows Mr. Alex, he's our awesome art man, and we are all on the same bus this year. Absolutely, it's all about us being different and having a positive perspective, and we're going to persevere together. Right there, we've got our bookshelves. This year, we're going to have to be careful about how we do books, but we love reading. Mr. Brownsma loves to read. That's one of my favorite things. Reading is learning, learning is reading. And we are not going to sit on the shelves like Finley. Over here in the corner is just like an extra learning space. Mr. B might use this in this corner, but with the desks so close together like that, we'd only have one student there at a time. Here's Mr. Brownsma's desk. I like to stand and move. I will keep my distance this year from you to make sure that you're safe at all times. And Finley, if you would, can you turn it and
turn what?
Face Mr. Brownsma? Can you face Mr. Brownsma with the thing for me? Can you see me?
Yeah.
So Mr. Brownsma, without his hat, and Finley especially picked out this mask, which I love. So I will be just like you, wearing a mask, and I'll try to speak loudly and clearly. And if you need me to repeat, I'm here for you. I'll try to smile with my eyes as much as possible. And I just really want you to know that I'm super excited to have you in my class this year. I look forward to having you, and have the best day ever.
What do I do?
Stop.